Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that, even though it has an outrageous French accent, has German flags on its arms. I don't know why, it just came with the camouflage jacket. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at V-Commandos from Triton Noir. In V-Commandos from Triton. In the interests of sanity, I am no longer going to do a French accent. Ladies and gentlemen, in V-Commandos from Triton Noir, 1 to 4 players are going to attempt to take on Jerry using cunning, but most importantly, they're going to use stealth. This is a game, dungeon crawl game adventure, in which these 1 to 4 players, as I say, are going to try to creep around sneakily, stealthily, in order to get the upper hand in the war against Germany. Each player is going to take on the role of one of the characters. You've got, of course, the French character, the American character, the British character, several others, and, of course, they all have specialties. You know, you've got an officer, you've got a medic, etc., etc. They've all got, of course, various things they can do. Now, throughout the game, you've got these different terrain tiles and these different missions, and you can actually combine some of these terrain tiles to create different missions, kind of extended campaigns, if you will, or you can just play each scenario individually. Each character is going to have the token. Their token is going to be kind of stealthy, but you flip it over so it's seen, so they know the Germans are aware of it. You're also going to have kind of another token which shows that you've been kind of hurt, you're wounded, and you're in trouble. Now, after you pick a scenario, you set it up, the very first thing you're going to do every round is draw an event card. Now, the event card's going to have various things that are going to happen around the board, various things you need to look out for. They can be positive, they can be negative. Most of the times, they're probably going to be negative, but you need to keep an eye on these things because they're going to really add some kind of random events to the game. Next, you're going to go ahead to the heroes, to the players, and they're going to activate using their abilities to fulfill their mission objectives. Every turn, you've got 3 actions. Now, movement's important in this game, and remaining in kind of stealth mode is important in this game. Now, everything kind of revolves around the tiles themselves. If you are on a small tile, you will remain hidden. You'll remain stealthy. If you move to a medium-sized tile, you have to kind of spend 2 points instead of just 1 to move there to remain hidden. Now, if you go to a big tile, guess what? You're exposed. Every time you move into a room with Germans, a tile with Germans, you're going to kind of have to roll the stealth. Roll some dice to see whether or not you remain hidden. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you are exposed, and boom, the game is up. You're going to be fighting your way out of there. So you want to remain stealthy as long as you can. You can also pick up items and discard items. You can set traps and then, of course, blow the traps up. You can try to close doors, lock doors. You can try to open doors. You can try to open up a trap door if you have to get out. You can shoot critically at your enemy. That costs you, a point as well. And you can also save actions. If you save an action, you can take like a save action token and place it on your character sheet. That means you can use an extra action by spending that token on your next turn. So you're creeping around, you're trying to fulfill your objective, usually trying to blow something up or collect some intelligence or do some other thing, maybe rescue a prisoner. You're moving around, trying to avoid the Germans as much as you can because, of course, the kooky Germans, they're everywhere. And you're just a small little commando unit, you got the whole German army there, you're trying to get around them, you're trying to maneuver around them. Now, after all the players have moved, it's kind of the Germans' turn. Now, essentially, the Germans are going to reinforce from different spots. You got these little trucks out there, and if all's calm and all's normal, they're on the dark side, I think. They're just going to come in one at a time. Now, if the alarm's been tripped, if one of you has been found out, you got to flip the alarm over, and you flip all the reinforcement tokens over, so you're going to get more Germans coming in. You're going to randomly select Germans from a pool. You don't know what it is, but they're going to appear on the board. Now, if a commando is visible, the Germans are going to move toward the commando. If there is no commando visible, you're actually going to look at a direction that was drawn on the event card that's going to say exactly what direction they move, how many squares and what direction they move in. Now, again, if they see a commando, they will also attempt to shoot at him. They will each take a shot at him. Now, combat in this game, whether you're the commando shooting at the Germans or the Germans shooting at you, is very interesting. Now, you can stealthily, if you're still in stealth mode on your turn, you can try to take one of the Germans out just by moving up to it, getting close. If you pass your stealth check, you can just kill him, melee him, kill him. It's automatic. You win. But if you shoot at them or they shoot at you, you actually look not at kind of your stats so much as you look at the stat on the tile. The tile will tell you what you get hit at. And, of course, if it's bigger, you got better chances there. So you go ahead, you look, you see what you have to roll in order to hit somebody on that specific tile. So essentially, you're going around and around trying to accomplish your objective, staying hidden as long as you can, having to fight it out when sometimes you do get discovered. The Germans, of course, trigger the alarm. You can try to find the alarm and turn it off so that when the reinforcements come, they're not going to be as many. So there's all sorts of little subtle things you got to watch out for, and all the while you got to keep your eyes on the prize. How are you best going to fulfill your objective and get your crew out of the scenario, back through the trapdoor, and hopefully at least one of you can fulfill your objective. In that case, then you, collectively, as this is a cooperative game, wins V-Commandos. So V-Commandos is a very unusual game. Now, if you've seen The Discriminating Gamer lately, you know I've been playing a lot of dungeon crawlers, and my enthusiasm for them is kind of waning. I do like it, however, when dungeon crawler games kind of provide something new, something unique. And this game does. This game offers this whole idea of stealth. The object of the game is not to go in and blow up all your enemies, which it is in so many other games like this, but rather it is to avoid being seen and being captured. And that's really at the heart of this game, is this stealth mode and trying to remain hidden. It's a fairly simple and straightforward game. It can be a little fiddly. If you take hits, you got tokens for that. You get items. Germans drop items, and there's more stuff, and it's all random. The stuff you're drawing. It gets a bit fiddly, but it's not bad. And given how relatively easy and accessible the rules to this game are, I think this is really a fun game. And I think this would be a great game, especially for younger players or players kind of newer to the hobby who haven't played a lot of dungeon crawlers. This is, I think, a good introduction, but it's still, there's enough here for seasoned players as well. I really enjoyed this game. I think it was a lot of fun. I don't know that it's certainly not among, I would not say this is among the best dungeon crawlers I've ever played, but for what it is and what it delivers, what it does very well. And the theme here is just fantastic. It's a World War II theme, a World War II dungeon crawler. I really like that. The artwork is very evocative of the era, and it's just really fun. This idea of your allied commandos creeping around silently, trying not to be overwhelmed by the enemy, and critically trying to kill Germans, because killing Germans is always fun. Actually, my grandfather, I remember him saying to me years ago, Cody, I never thought I could kill a German, but in 1981, he did. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very fun game, and I really enjoyed the theme, and I think it works. So if you think this is something that might appeal to you, go ahead and buy it. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer, ladies and gentlemen, and here's a helpful tip for you. When traveling abroad, always be sure to remind everyone that if it wasn't for the United States of America, they'd be speaking German right now. That does not work in Germany, just so we're clear. Or Austria. Liechtenstein?
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
If you're on a small tile, you will remain